Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm Simon and today I am back to tell you about some autumnal cozy books which you asked for and a new project that I'm going to start for the autumn. One that I'm definitely going to see through. I see you, I'll see it through. Also, for those of you who want to know, this top is by Dominique for River Island. That's not spawn, I bought it. It's camp. It's got rainbow eye lasers coming out of my... So anyway, let's move swiftly on. But I was asking on Instagram the other day what you would like to see on my channel while I'm away, because as this goes live, I'm away. I'm in the Wi-Fi wilderness, no Wi-Fi, no signal or nothing, in the middle of Wales. I mean, imagine. The feedback that came back from you all, or the requests, were either about books that I would recommend for autumn, or books that were really cozy because we could all do with them, or books from the backlist of books that I've either read or backlisted books that I've been meaning to read. So I've combined that all, and then when I was doing so, I thought, actually, this could be a little project, because the books that I'm going to talk to you about are all by one author, and they are... and I've got them in various different series formats, which drives me insane. I've actually ordered all of them in these now, but more on that shortly. These are the books of one of my all-time favourite writers, Armistead, who, and this is why it all sort of culminated into this one big thing, has written one of my favourite series, Tales of the City, but also who I will be in conversation with in Bristol in October. I am so excited about it. I've interviewed him before. He's an absolute joy. He has got so many amazing tales to tell, and not just tales of the city, but tales from his life, which we'll come to in a bit. So first of all, let me talk to you about the Tales of the City books, because they are, I mean, these books have been there for me through thick and thin. I started reading these when I was in my late teens. I can't remember if I borrowed one from the library, bought one. I think I might have bought one in a charity shop, and it was in... I absolutely love this series now, and I don't know where all of mine have gone, so I've ordered quite a lot off eBay because I want them all, and I want Armistead to sign them all for me. Yeah, I found Tales of the City in this edition, not this edition, but this does also remind me, sorry, we're going to go all around the houses possibly with this, that I chose Tales of the City as one of my World Book Night giveaways, when you could give away like 100 copies of a book, and that's how much this book means to me. If I could give everybody a copy of this book, I would. So what are they about, the Tales of the City books? They are set in San Francisco, initially starting in the 1960s or 70s, and it's when Mary Ann Singleton, who I guess some people would describe her as a bit of a country bumpkin, she's quite naive, she's not seen very much, and she leaves home, heads to San Francisco, the city where you can see and be anyone and anything, and she ends up living in Barbary Lane with the wonderful Mrs. Madrigal and a whole cast of characters, including Mona and Mouse, who I adore, Mouse particularly, and yeah, it's just a wonderful... What I love about them as well is they were originally published as a series in a newspaper, so they're quite, you can see at the start of the chapters here, and then you go here, and they're not very long at all. They're like short, sharp snippets, but I can't say that. And I think actually, in hindsight, I've talked about how I really love vignette style writing, and I hadn't realised how vignette these are, but they are just a joy, because it is the cast of characters, it is the adventures that they go on, and over several books and several years, and now actually several decades, because originally they stopped with Significant Others, so I think there was originally just 6 of them, and then Armistead brought them back with Michael Tolliver Lives, which I think is set in the 80s, and that came out I think in the early noughties, mid-noughties, and then more recently Mary Ann in Autumn, very apt for this because I'm going to call this Armistead in Autumn, this read-along thing, and The Days of Anna Madrigal, which was his last novel, his latest novel. He has written other books as well, which I will come to shortly, but these ones, honestly, it is like, I feel like I know these characters, and these are books that really made me feel accepted for who I am, and that you could celebrate being different, and that it was all right to be different, and it was, you know, yeah, something that should be celebrated. And I love the fact it's about found family, and that the friends are your found family, or can be your found family. And yeah, this this series, basically, if you said to me what series of books shaped your life, these books are that, because they've also been companions to me through my life, as well as kind of being there for me when I originally kind of fell in love with reading really I fell in love with reading when I was younger, but these I read when I really, really needed them, and also I was becoming a bit disillusioned with the books that I was reading at school. And so, yeah, that's when the love for me, I can't speak today. It's because actually as well, these books, you might not be able to tell, make me a little bit emotional because I just love them so much. But what I'm planning on doing is reading these in order before I see Armistead in October. I want to say August or autumn then, because I'm going to call this Armistead in autumn, or Armistead autumn. I think Armistead in autumn is quite nice. Anyway, I will be heading to these. I discovered that the audiobook of Tales of the City is read by Frances McDormand, and I really, really want to have her reading them to me. And then I think Cynthia Nixon from Sex and the City, or whatever it's going to be called now, she also reads some of them. And who else? I think Armistead reads the abridged versions too. So anyway, that's kind of just letting you know about Tales of the City. I will tell you more about what my plan is for those, because I don't expect you to read all of those in the weeks ahead like I am. But if you'd like to, you can do. Now, once you have read them, and this is another book that I absolutely loved, I can't recommend reading, or if you have read them actually, because there'll be lots of you that have read them, I'm sure, but I can't recommend enough Logical Family, which is Armistead's memoir. And this is a joy because it kind of gives the Tales of the City series a whole nother dimension, because of the wonderful things he does, because as you go through his life, you see how it influenced his books. It's very like with Deborah Levy and her living biography. It gives just the books an extra layer, and there's a real kind of delight in finding the Easter eggs in here that are also in the novels. And yeah, I just really, really love this. There was so much in here I didn't know. I did not know that he fought in the Vietnamese War. I did not know some of the Hollywood stories that he has to tell, although I have heard some since, because I have had the pleasure of having dinner with Armistead. And what I love is that he's got so many amazing tales to tell. As I've mentioned, Tales of the City, The Punk Will Go On Forever. But it's just very matter of fact. It's not like showy-offy. But like the fact that he met Doris Day, who's one of my all-time idols, kind of just blows my mind. Anyway, yeah, I would highly, highly recommend giving this a read or a listen, because he reads this as well on audio. If you would like afterwards, it's just, oh yeah, it's a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant memoir. And then outside of the Tales of the City world, he has written 2 other fiction books, as well as obviously the memoir, and they are Maybe the Moon, which I have not read. I'm quite shocked that there is an Armistead Morpan book that I haven't read, but I think that's because I always like to have one set aside until the next novel comes. I'm really, really intrigued to talk to him about what the next novels might be, because I know he's wanted to write thrillers, which actually links into the next book I'm going to mention. Anyway, Maybe the Moon is about a woman called Cadence, or Katie Roth, who really, really wants to make it in Hollywood, and she's kind of been battered and bruised a bit by it, but she's survived it so far. She's just still not become a star, and we follow her from that point. And yeah, I want to read this quite soon. I'm going to be reading all of them soon, but if you wanted to just read this one, you could. And then if you like a thriller and something that's a little bit more dark and twisty, I guess, I would say head to The Nightlistener, which is a tale all about a DJ on the radio. There's also a film of this with Robin Williams on, and it's about a sort of communication that the DJ starts to have with a young boy and his mother, and not everything is quite as it might seem, and that's all I will say, because I don't want to give anything away. But yeah, I'd like to reread this as well if I can. Pete Lomax, that's the name of the DJ. So those are all of Armistead's books. So this is almost kind of a bit like an author highlight, as well as this is just why I love everything this author has ever written and how much they mean to me. And seriously, these books do mean the absolute world to me. Now, if you would like to read along, I will have started Tales of the City already, because I'll be listening to it on audio in the holidays. I'm going to try and do the first, now hang on, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So we've got the rest of September and some of October. But I have, got the rest of September and some of October. But I think that autumn blimey, autumn runs in my head from September until December. So I was thinking that we could break it down and do 3 in September, and I will do an extra video in September with my thoughts on the first 3, then 3 in October and do the same, and 3 in November, and possibly sort of pop these in along the way, but I'll definitely talk about these 2 as well. But definitely Tales of the City, I really want to get you all reading the whole series. I've put them out of order now, and that's really upsetting me, but Tales of the City I really want you to read with me, so we will head to them from now. Like I said, 3 in September, 3 in October, and 3 in November. And I'll see if I can try and do a video with Armistead at some point when I get to see him in October, and we can talk, and then you can send in your questions and stuff if you like it. He isn't aware of this at all. I just decided to do it on a whim, so I might be making a promise I can't keep, but he's a lovely man, so I'm sure he won't mind. Anyway, those are some of my favourite books ever. I haven't talked about that series before. I think I've talked about Tales in the City on and off. I literally cannot wait until I have them all in these gorgeous editions, because I do love them so much. And that's what's going to be happening. So, like I said, the first 3 Tales of the City books, Tales of the City, more Tales of the City, and further Tales of the City, we can read in September. Babycakes, Shore Review, and Significant Others, we can read together in October, although I'll probably be a bit ahead, but we'll talk about them then. And then at the end of November we can talk about Michael Tolliver Lives, Mary Ann in Autumn, and The Days of Anna Madrigal. So much joy ahead. And what's really nice is I think I tend to read the first 3 when I reread them, and then sort of peter off, and partly because I know sad stuff's coming, but this time I'm going to go through it all. We're going to do this, and it'll be nice to be able to chat to each other along the way using the hashtag Armistead in Autumn. And yeah, that's it for this video. I'll be back on Sunday or Monday. I'm saying that tentatively because I'm away in the middle of nowhere with no Wi-Fi for most of this week. Well, this week that I've just gone. And then as of tomorrow, I'm on site for Autumn Camp Good Life, which I am curating and hosting the literary events throughout. So I'll be on site in a tent, or possibly staying in Glaston's library actually. And yeah, I will have loads of stuff to tell you about all of that over the coming weeks too. I don't know where I was going with that. It'll probably be a vlog maybe on Sunday of what it was like out in the middle of nowhere, and a little teaser of Autumn Camp Good Life. I don't know why I can never say that. Anyway, let me know if you've read Armistead Morpan's books. Let me know your thoughts on Tales of the City and everything. I know that Mum loved the first one when I got her to read it. I'd meant her to read it years and years ago. So yeah, she finally did, and she loved it. So I'll see if she wants to get in on the act. And actually maybe one of the standalone books could be part of Autumn Book Hibernation, because yes, that will be back. I'm going to go now. I will speak to you all soon.